So I got Jalen Hurts as my starting quarterback, but I got Tua on the bench. What do you do there? I have no idea.
What the fuck? We're on.
Welcome to the Chop and Beer Show.
Who's Jalen playing?
Fantasy Football Edition.
The Fantasy Football Edition. I just
Who
started
knew?
playing the Washington Commanders.
Oh,
Jalen
Who you got?
Play Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, Washington Commanders versus the Commanders, or you got Tua, who just went absolutely off last week playing Buffalo. And
Yeah, he's
Buffalo's
not going to do that this week against Buffalo.
I think it's at Buffalo, so you got to take that.
No, it's in. I think it's in Miami.
It's in Miami, I believe.
It's hot as shit.
I guess I'm going to go with Jalen, but still not bad.
Who's Jalen playing?
The Washington Commanders.
Oh yeah, go with Jalen.
The projected points are only like 4 points difference, but I mean, just after last week, I got totally smoked. Tua had like 58 points, and I would have won my game. But of course, here we are, 0-2. Story of Zach's life. We're back.
I love my backup quarterback.
Who?
Number 4
in your hearts, and number 1 on the massage parlor tables.
Number 1 on the tip jar at the massage parlor.
Hey, the BBC.
I just hope he's going to be. His body should be refreshed after 2 years off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, if he gets right, people are going to come and want to play with him. I guarantee you.
Hey, Kevron, good to see you, pal. Thanks for always joining. We appreciate it very much.
Hey, buddy.
Thanks, Kev.
So here we are, Fantasy Football Edition. I have to open by saying, I'm always curious as to how to start the show. I used to have my produced open to the show. It was
to be kind of serious.
It was well, yeah. I had my Tuesday night show that was serious, then my Friday night show that wasn't serious. But even the open was produced. I mean, I recorded it. I would stop it. I'd start it again. I'd edit it, and then I'd put it out for Friday night and Tuesday night.
Editing. LOL.
Yeah, so it's not that way anymore, really. But I found my song, fellas. I found the song, the original song. I was trying to hurry it on to the open tonight, and I couldn't get it, but there might be a surprise if Daddy can figure out technology.
You need to record it on your phone, and then you can just play it in your headphone.
Well, I think I have it.
How about that? Yeah. That was Frank Thomas commercial. That's what we're talking about.
It was, and that was I said it on the show one week. I'm pretty certain of it.
I bought that stuff not because of the commercials, because of the song kept playing on the show.
It was on everywhere. It was like 2 other commercials that would come on.
When did they to sponsor us?
Yeah.
NC State. It was NC State's like commercial.
It was they're like, welcome to NC State.
There was on their phone just to have a relapse.
There was nothing worse or a hit to I scoured these like royalty free sounds for like hours. Yes. Now I enjoy music, so it wasn't like I was toiling over it. I was enjoying it. And then when I heard that song, it kind of reminded me of Entourage. It kind of reminded me of the open of Entourage. It kind of has the same, I don't know, beat or whatever. So I was like, this is the best. I mean, I'm talking
bounce to it.
The depths of these royalty free songs. I wasn't at like the A and picked the top 2 thing. Like I was in. And it was much to my surprise that I'm watching ACC Network, where obviously they always have those Nugenics commercials or whatever they are for ED symptoms. And there's my intro. And I'm thinking,
education.
Education.
How did they find it too? And those cheap bastards, they didn't pay for it either. But
maybe they're the ones that originally produced it. Even who knows?
Speaking of local networks and stuff, did you hear where Jefferson Pilot got a speak up last week on College Game Day?
No.
Yeah, Herbie mentioned it.
Jefferson Pilot?
Yeah, the Jefferson Pilot ACC channel.
Jefferson Pilot was the jam back in the day.
That used to be like the channel we would watch even when we weren't watching football back in the day at Clemson. And you remember how the commercials with the people in the rocking chairs? Like, there was like ridiculous homemade commercials all the time. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
they were the best too in the upstate of South Carolina before Greenville was Greenville and Anderson was nothing. And I mean, it was Big Hearted Bob had his commercials. Remember Big Hearted Bob?
I don't, but I trust you.
I still
he was
remember
a car dealer.
Living in Pensacola. I remember the Bear Bryant commercials for Ma Bell, the phone company.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. Old Bear would like, it'd be like Sunday morning. So you just got out of church and Bear would be like, hey, have you called your mama today? I know it's been a while. Boy, I sure wish I could call mine. I'm like, oh man.
Wow. Right?
Jesus, Bear. Come on.
Ma,
what are you cooking? I'll be right over.
It's funny though, as a kid from New Jersey, I mean, all our stations back home were in New York City. So you could imagine the surprise that I'm getting, because not to say they're better TV, it's not. It's just a larger market, and they have more national commercials. But my surprise going to Podunk, South Carolina, for school, and there's a commercial for Big Hearted Bob, which is some used car dealership on the side of the road, and he was like, "Oh, I would give you a heck of a deal on the car, but my wife
Beverly Hills background music."
Oh, it was awesme.
Wait, you had Crazy Eddie's up there?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you had Crazy Eddie's.
The prices are insane. Yep. And the Yankees, you hear the Yankees every time there's a strikeout, it goes, which is PC Richards, which is old as sin too. I'd rather buy a PC at PC Richards, but like it was
PC
crazy.
Dicks.
But it still wasn't Big Hearted Bob. Anyway, what's up, fellas? How we doing? How's Tampa going? How's wherever you are, Locks, going?
Good, man. Hopefully, I don't know about y'all. This is probably the last hot day. This is it, huh? 95 today. Going to be 80 tomorrow, and we're going down from there.
Oh man.
What's it down in Tampa? Is it still hot? Hotter than shit?
I don't know. Let me check.
Y'all might get dumped on with some.
We always get dumped on.
Hurricane next week too, maybe. Huh?
Yeah, it's about that time of year. Where are we at right now?
Yeah,
we're at 83.
See, it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be a nice weekend. Put the TV outside.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna be 92 tomorrow. Fantastic.
Today was the last day of hot here.
It was hot. Yeah, it's supposed to be like 80s on through. So fall.
Gosh,
it's quote unquote fall.
I don't. You have your son's in high school and your daughter's in upper middle school, but like they hold their kids inside. So Ryan loves to go outside. And, he can't. It's not a thing when it's hot.
Yeah.
So he came home today and he was flustered and he said, "Daddy, I didn't go outside today because it was 95 degrees."
You don't have to worry about that anymore. Yeah, you got to get the energy out with that age.
Nick Lachey.
What?
Nick Lachey, 98 degrees? No?
Oh, wow.
Oh, hey. Ooh, wow.
One of my favorites.
I'm still trying to work this phone
to
try to get the song.
Well, we don't have the song. We're not gonna have a song tonight. So you just bring it back next week.
It's not
Quit fucking around.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Where are we?
My refrigerator is broke down for 2 more weeks.
Yours is?
Yeah. Well, you guys seen my fridge. It's so old it should be in the Smithsonian.
It's a little bit older, yes.
Yeah.
They bring pieces of ice in.
I actually think that Indiana Jones is going to go out and look for this damn part and bring it back. I'm like,
so what are we doing here? Like,
okay,
we're not.
Well, when you go to the grocery store and there's like the bacon section and it's a little chilly, but keeping the stuff. That's basically where my lukewarm temperature's at in my freezer and fridge. And what was bad is I had to completely dump out the beer fridge.
Yeah, that's not good.
And put I know.
Well, of course.
Oh, believe me, last week a lot of that beer was empty though. Watching Notre Dame. Hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you need to see that's why we're live here, ladies and gentlemen. You need to get a Yeti and just load it up.
Well, I did. But
he had the Yeti. Remember the bag cooler here?
Yeah, I got that too. I got both. But
did you leave your ice packs at Casey's house too, or was I the only one?
No, he's got them.
Okay, yeah, he does too.
I went and bought a couple.
Did you check your freezer?
Huh?
Did you check your freezer since we left?
What?
I left all my ice packs at your place.
I'll return them. I mean,
no, they're like $2. I already got
Jeff had the big Yeti ones too.
No, I didn't know they were. No, they're Walmart.
They're up in the freezer.
Yeah,
I haven't noticed. We have them too. So like, they just. Why
don't you try opening up and cooking some goddamn food every now and then?
They multiplied. Baby ice packs.
My wife doesn't believe that I can cook anything, so she does it all.
She's right.
Or launder.
Or I'm surprised you can wipe your ass.
Oh boy, I digress.
Speaking of wiping your ass, was Scott Frost that bad?
Yes, he was bad.
I really don't think he was that bad after the Oklahoma game.
It was Oklahoma, okay? It was Oklahoma.
You're playing at home, dude.
They're bad.
A little bit of pride. You got the guy out that you didn't want.
They did it. It was the right thing to do.
He had the most one-score game losses of anyone I know.
Not Saturday.
Did you see there was if Nebraska had waited until October 1st?
Yeah.
They would have saved how much?
8.5 million.
6-8 million if they would have fired them. But then if they had fired them then, they'd have been like, well, why are you doing it now? So it's like they just did it.
Well,
because you know what? What's $6 or $8 million?
Well, to them, really, and
I'll take it.
From what I understand, it was going to start affecting recruiting.
Yeah,
all that. So,
well, how about I think we have it, but how about there was an article that I just got before we jumped on here, so I haven't read it yet. But how about there's reports out of Arizona State that Herm Edwards' assistant coaches were leaking scheme and game plan to the opponents in order to get him fired.
What?
Are you serious? I have not heard that.
I didn't read
it. Just literally right before, and Locks was on the thread too, I think.
I couldn't read. I didn't get to pay to read it.
I didn't have the time to get there, but
I know there was maybe some violations with practices and all that stuff. There's going to be an investigation.
That was mainly regarding recruiting during COVID because of the code restrictions. He was still having kids visit because Herm Edwards is old and doesn't give a fuck. B, Herm Edwards is old and doesn't know how to follow the rules. And C, Herm Edwards is old and isn't going to listen to someone tell him what to do. So that's pretty much how that probably went down. If you look at the first comment on that article, Casey, what the person said.
You play to win the game.
It said, this is going to ruin it. They'll never get a big coach in there for anytime soon because if now you have spies.
You better let him have his own staff.
Yeah, get rid of everybody because now you have spies in the system. Like what are we doing? They're in shambles. They need to just overhaul the whole thing.
And not only this, with UCLA and USC leaving next year, I mean everyone's going to be open for the Pac-12.
Yeah, they're all going to Oregon.
They just shot themselves right in the nuts.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, now University of Arizona sucks too. So,
now I always liked Herm as a commentator, so I'm hoping.
When he started a few years ago, it seemed like fresh voice, kind of cool. They kind of rallied them. They did okay. They made a couple bowl games. One year, I think they made 9 wins, something like that. Ooh. But yeah,
I got it.
What?
Herm needs to go to game day.
Oh God, please no. He's so loud. They already got a loud guy out there.
He's like the modern day Yogi Berra. He's got all these phrases. Don't hit send. He also said something about ain't nothing good happened after 12 o'clock.
Is it midnight? Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of have to agree with that after all the years I've done that.
Yeah, that's true.
There's nothing good.
Go to bed. Yeah.
But it's a heck of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Your diet is no good. Your decisions are no good. Your friends are no damn good.
Think about midnight.
I've never taken a tequila shot before midnight, so life is good after midnight.
How about your boy?
I hate you so much.
I made it till 12:30 last Saturday.
You are joking.
What?
12:30.
Staying at home on the porch back?
Yeah, porch was back. Yeah.
Oh, that's good living, man.
Lots of yeah. I don't remember it all.
A lot of blues, a lot of blue cans.
Oh.
Well, Daddy feels better. Daddy feels better, so he's ready to.
How was church Sunday?
Got rid of what? all of the pneumonia is gone. Long gone. Yeah, we're in good shape. It was fun.
Good.
Well, I made it till 1:30 on Saturday, not to play one-up game, but it wasn't by choice. It was just by the time that we got back to the house that was rented
How
for the
painful
game.
is the traffic in that joint? Still bad?
It wasn't terrible.
Going that way, I guess. Yeah.
And we were
That's right,
really
yeah.
close. You just can't get there from here where we were staying. It was really close to the stadium, and
Yeah.
can't get there from here. You had to go up and around the asshole to get to the elbow, and it
Being
was
the only single guy in the conversation, was there a lot of sundresses and cowboy boots?
Almost that
the
season.
dre- the
Huh?
the
It's almost
new
that season.
Shut up,
the
Casey.
new
What?
the new style is like, I call them turtlenecks because they wear these skirts and they're like fluffy skirts, and they have like the turtleneck kind of feel, and they wear them like up here around their navel, and it's just barely covering their hind end.
Ooh.
And it's just every sorority girl has that on.
Is there
I mean,
cowboy boots involved?
There were some this weekend, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
I've
there was
never-
definitely a line like nice. And speaking of nice racks, what'd you say? Like there was a lot of that going on at the tailgate. I don't know who says "speaking of" with a transition, but
I've never looked out.
so you all had ribs during the tailgate?
we did.
Good. That's always a good meal before a football game.
We had some. We had some racks of ribs, big racks of ribs.
Beefy.
Beefy.
Beef ribs. Oh, that's the best.
Natural.
Speaking of, Mr.
Natural.
Yarber made burgers. I had, I think, 4 burgers over the course of the day. I had 2 hot dogs, like 8 healthy,
Nice.
and pizza at midnight on Friday, which
Absolutely.
is always a good choice.
Where'd you go?
And it was Papa John's. It was brought to us
I
by
was gonna say
Mr.
Pepino's
Finnerty.
is done, right?
They're on campus now.
Really?
They're in Shaletta, which is the dining hall.
Oh, my
Yeah.
place.
So I think when they left downtown, like, I'm thinking to myself, dude, I put on the freshman 85 just by eating hot dog or grilled cheese and fries for every meal. I had to eat Pepino's for every meal.
Yeah,
If that was in there,
that's
that
a
would be
greasy
bad.
mess. Oh boy,
Oh, so good.
it's so good.
Speaking and trying to find shit you'll never find again, the floor of Pepino's in your
My
fucking
teeth. Oh,
your tooth.
I found it though, didn't I? It was in my glove. Found that tooth.
crawling.
Sober Casey outsmarted drunk Casey.
Yeah,
Every time.
winning.
It plays jokes on him too. It's crazy.
My goodness gracious, what a mess.
Speaking
Quick
of
story:
playing jokes,
Casey lost his tooth. He found it. He hid
I've
it in
said
his
it.
glove. He hid it in his glove because he didn't want to lose it again or whatever the hell. Thought he lost it on a pizza floor after a football game. The floor was completely solid black from dirt,
It's nasty.
and he has 5-6 people looking for a tooth. I, however, just sat on my ass.
you all did. I sent everybody home.
I looked.
I was defeated.
Took a minute.
I sat on the floor. I said, "Go home."
You did. You said like Indian
And I was sitting on the
Yeah,
floor going,
all despondent,
you
like,
just gotten it too.
it's
Didn't
like,
you?
just go home.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Is that thing permanent now? Is it in there?
yeah.
It's not coming
Is it the same
No.
one?
We're back.
Yeah, no, it's not the same one. That was
Oh,
like
no,
my
you
tooth.
would-
That was a crown that fell out that I would glue in, but I had to take it out when I ate because it wasn't really in.
Oh god, that was
So-
that was a funny ass. I laughed my ass off.
And the next morning, I'm in your car heading back to Tampa, going like, "I guess I got to go to the dentist this week." And I'm like unfolding my glove, and I reach my hand in, and something poked me, and I'm like, "Oh!" It was like the best Christmas morning ever.
Magic.
I just remember, God, I hope I sober up by the time I cross the state line. It's like, yeesh.
Yeah,
So-
that was a good time.
Yeah.
Good time. Speaking of good times, there's a coach that's out there, possible coach that's out there that loves good times, especially with college co-eds. It's kind of the perfect segue here. And there may be a couple openings now with Arizona State, with Nebraska, with possibly Auburn coming, maybe. What do you think about Herb?
Oh,
Where's he
Locks,
going?
yours. You know, I know he's your favorite coach.
I need a shower just because you're talking about it. Ugh, so gross. If Auburn, Enough said.
Oh, that's horrible.
He's not going to go anywhere other than the most powerful conference that has spotlights shining on him saying, look at me. Look at me. He's not going to go to fucking Nebraska in the middle of the country. And he likes, like, look at Florida. Look at Ohio State. You're not going to get players like that to play offense in fucking Nebraska, Arizona State. No way. It would have to be an SEC or Big Ten school. That's it. That is it. End of story. If his family will let him break his written contract that he has, for coaching.
Well, his headaches are going to probably be gone.
The headaches, only so many hours per day,
and he's still going to be with Nebraska and Auburn. He's going to be about the same far distance to his place where he got a little lap dance on the bar.
Whatever. Fucking shenanigans.
I say Nebraska because it'd be easier to win in the Big Ten.
But not there, though. Like, it would have to be like Michigan, Ohio State, something like that,
Well, see, I don't think on the SEC, Auburn has enough spotlight on it. Huh. And then are you going to go against Saban in the same state? Yeah. I don't see it.
I mean,
he's got to have his own territory.
He's got a pretty good gig right now. How about Missouri?
Fuck.
That dude's not going to be here after this year.
You don't think?
No.
Drinkwitz?
He sucks.
He's not.
No.
Some people can't take the limelight, man.
Yeah.
And that's a very dim spotlight. Yeah. That's a very dim spotlight.
Exactly.
How
about A&M after 2 more losses? He'd jump on that, huh?
I think so. You think he's gone after 2 more losses?
I don't know.
They got to pay him a lot of money, man.
They could certainly lose this weekend. Boy, oh boy, that's going to be a brutal
As a matter of
game.
fact, we might be talking about that later.
Yeah.
Wink, 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 wink. Say no more. Say no more.
No. Right now, I say Nebraska of all of them. Wow. Where he would go. It's easier to win the Big Ten with the Purdue's, the Minnesotas. Wisconsin's going fast. Yeah, we don't know what Penn State is. They look pretty good, huh? Rutgers, huh?
Rutgers won't be open. That guy, they're going to.
No, I'm not saying open. I'm saying what your schedule would look like. Mm-hmm. Illinois, So.
Yeah.
Well, who knows if he wants to do it?
It seems like it would take a miracle to get Herb back into one of these lower level jobs. And speaking of miracles,
money.
1980 U.S. hockey program. Oh no, App State, the Appalachian State Mountaineers. They are the darlings of college football world right now. Still believe they're undefeated. They are undefeated.
They're undefeated.
Tough one this weekend with James Madison.
The ultimate letdown game, dude.
That's that one. James Madison's 3-0 as well. They're unable to play in a conference final or a bowl game this year as they transition from FCS to FBS. I don't know why that's a rule. I think it's complete horseshit. But 3-0, James Madison. 3-0, App State. Boom.
Division II champs 2 years ago?
What?
Say that again, Zach?
I said, Jeff, you're in a transition too, aren't you?
I'm always in a transition, man. Always in a transition.
So why? But that is the dumbest rule, isn't it? Like, why?
Dumb.
Yeah,
because they're good too.
Well, like I said, weren't they Division II?
Why does Marty always have to fix us here?
Yeah, well, come on.
App State in my record book, they're 3-0.
Hey, winners. Marty, that was a moral victory, sir.
They're winners.
Yeah, we count them for App State.
40 points in the last quarter.
We're not here to be accurate. We're here to be slightly entertaining.
Clemson tried to score 40 in a quarter.
In a game.
Got him.
Wait, did they score 40 in a game?
Yeah, anyway, 2 years ago, James Madison won Division II title?
One AA, yeah.
One AA, yeah. So, I mean, they're not a bad program.
No, it's a good program. They've been there many times. They've always competed for a title. They're good. They're
the Dukes. Did you piss on that college? Not in that college, but on that college.
I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
Once they changed the law and would say that you're a sex offender, I stopping there and peeing. It was.
Virginia's a little strict about those religious laws.
That was always a little deterrent,
The closer you get to Washington, D.C., the law is less than a bit.
Yeah. Like in 1995, it wasn't a big deal to go behind a bush behind the big clock tower and just pee. Now it's a big deal.
The big clock tower.
Yeah, they have a clock tower there.
They have bushes around it.
Right off exit 245 on I-81. It's right off the exit. You see it.
Is that the big clock tower? Is that where Doc got the electricity to send Marty back in time?
Like it is.
The clock
88,
tower, huh?
88 miles an hour. 151 gigawatts.
1.7 gigawatts.
1 point, yeah.
Yeah, but how about this? You're App State, you're hosting College Game Day, and you win with the Hail Mary of Hail Marys.
With awesome. The come around. And they said they practiced that play.
Yeah.
If they know if it's short, it's a
it was like a Hail Mary hook.
How about the block on the wide receiver? Blocking the kid around.
It was perfect. Right. It was perfectly executed.
It was so cool. Heartwarming.
So great.
Speaking of College Game Day, did you guys realize the last 2 weeks there's been a new panelist on College Game Day? There's been a whole slew of new people, but really they just thrust Pat McAfee right there smack in the middle.
Love it.
What do you guys think about it?
Oh, well, Locks and I have already talked about this, but we'll continue the conversation. Locks, your side.
This is the first smart hire maybe the first hire that ESPN has had with life in it in the past 5 years, and it's the best thing that they've done in a while. I think. Is he a lot to handle? Yes, but was that show getting very stale? Yes. So inject some life. I'm sure they had to pay him the bag to get there, but that dude's rolling in it anyway. He's doing well. He's got hot takes. He knows his stuff. He's entertaining as shit. What could go wrong? Jeff?
Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't know some of his stuff, but he goes for the cheap crowd laughs. He goes for the cheap. It's wrestling 101. Well, we don't go for cheap
because he's better WWE.
I know, but
I go for cheap laughs. Yeah.
I mean, he goes for the let me rabble rouse the crowd and get them fired up because it's College Game Day. Well, you don't need to do that because it's already College Game Day.
Right.
I just don't like going for the easy, and he goes for the easy.
The low hanging fruit, as they say, right?
Yes, very much so.
He's been in 2 shows, maybe he's a little more over the top than normal.
And he does it a lot. It's like, hey, Mac, you know what? You're going to waste 20, 40 seconds with your cheap laugh that everyone's got a schedule on. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
That's me.
I can see where you're coming from, but I'll tell you what, I haven't watched College Game Day in a long time. I've watched it the past 2 weeks. Not all of it, but I've actually tuned in just because he's on it. So,
like I said, I'm just one of those. It's already a great show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would if certain people would have stayed at ESPN, I would have thrown them in.
Right.
Like Mike Golick.
Sure.
I could have seen that. He knew his
Junior
stuff.
Even too. Yeah.
Even Junior.
Yeah.
Junior knows his stuff. Yeah.
But
Junior knows his stuff.
If Desmond keeps on picking like Hawaii to be in the Final Four in the first couple shows every year, and he keeps on just being a clown in general, he'll be out the door and they'll have room again for someone else. So who knows?
See, and I'm not a Desmond fan.
He's so off base most of the time.
He's trying to rabble.
He's trying to just
get it.
Mix things up.
But reason, bro. What do you
do that with your picks?
I don't think he has the personality to do it.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't either. Yeah. But.
Yeah. It's like he's trying to be cute, trying to outsmart everybody, and he's not outsmarting everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of like our picks.
Yeah.
So if you want to know my opinion, I think adding McAfee is fantastic for the show. That's just me.
Eddie McAfee?
Patrick. For the brand. For the brand. Speaking of adding things to the show, did you hear that Texas paid $230,000 for 9 recruits visits? Arch Manning was one of the recruits and apparently had a $30,000 bill just for him. Now, I don't know how different
if you break it down, it's about $30,000 a pop.
What's out of no frame of reference?
I think that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's that much, but I mean,
airline tickets, hotels,
right?
Yeah.
I'm sure very nice amenities.
Parents
come.
The parents.
Entourage.
So there's 3 tickets,
right?
So there's 27 people, probably. Plane tickets.
Yeah.
Top line hotel.
from wherever. I'm sure. Yeah, 5-star, whatever.
Texas
Right.
gear, but the state they probably get that for free. I mean, not the
Yeah.
students, but the
But that
the
still counts
school.
against the bill.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Restaurants.
Oh yeah, they're feeding them.
Mom and
Then
dad
what?
go to the bar. I'm not
Wait.
seeing 30 grand.
I don't
Rental
know.
car.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
I don't know.
else? Like,
I need to have
Because
a kid and send them a text.
The kids stay with the players normally too.
lots of times, yeah, for at least one night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to get the college experience, also known as the hookers, quote unquote.
Whoa.
What did I
You
say?
heard it
Whoa,
here
whoa,
first.
whoa! Allegedly. When I went on school
visits,
visits, I never got hookers unless
you
I
didn't
paid
go to
for
school
them.
visits. It seems crazy. I would like to know
Yeah,
what
I
an
love
average,
older women.
what a Notre Dame visit, what a Clemson visit is.
Yeah, we don't have
Is
anything to
is
base
it
it on.
10,000?
The number was
Is
shocking,
it
I guess, or
5,000?
staggering. But I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
what
would
it
think,
is.
well, Jeff, what you just round off is like between.
Well, let's say I
5
know
to
Probably, let's say
10,000.
10.
I know
10 and a
Texas.
high.
Texas has a private jet. Then they fly every
Uh,
recruit on the jet.
I bet Arch was on it.
Arch was
So,
on it for sure.
fuel?
So the gas and the jet and the pilot.
The pilot. So that gets real pricey real quick. Yeah.
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 But the other ones might be
30
commercial,
grand for a
I think they're
weekend.
commercial. I've been on flights before with recruits going to places,
Were they 5
different
star?
smaller schools. No, but I mean, they take care of them. I think this one kid that I was on the airplane that was,
Yeah,
I
it's a
think it was
kid. You
New Orleans.
told a story about it, right?
Yeah, that was a
New
great
Orleans.
story.
Next to him?
The
Yeah.
Army kid.
Yeah.
He's not at Army anymore. He's at one of the schools in Louisiana, like a Morehead State or Southern or one of those schools.
Yeah.
But he's playing there.
Yeah,
Speaking
no.
of hookers,
That's a lot of fucking money, though.
is
Yeah,
Florida
for sure.
State back?
I mean, they squeaked it out again, right? Who they play?
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. Is Louisville bad?
Friday night. I don't think so. Little
Not
was-
as
it was
good
more.
as they were. And
It was a
supposedly I
back
heard
and
rumors
forth.
that coach is on the hot seat.
Well, I think so. Yeah. Once he
Um,
loses Malik Cunningham, the quarterback, I don't know.
But Florida
again.
State's winning the right way. They're running the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, they got
That
three
backup
dudes.
They
quarterback.
have a plan. Yeah. It's not just
Yeah.
like play from behind, you know?
Yeah.
Rodemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't mind a Florida State back. I don't mind that. It's,
You guys have got to have a
good.
rival.
yeah, gotta have
Well, those
something.
were always great games when they were starting their
Mhm.
decline and
Yeah, we were
Clemson was
going that
starting their
way, yeah.
incline.
Right, right.
They were great games. Dalvin Cook scared the bejesus out of me.
Still
He
the
was-
man.
He was
God.
awesome when Jameis was there his last year in 14.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
throttled Clemson.
Gross.
Yeah, and it was really, really fun. Speaking of being back, though, how about the U? Is the U back?
You is back.
So not back.
Oh, that
Oh.
offense was unfucking believable.
Watchable. Oh,
Yes.
unbelievable.
It was offensive.
I just kept watching and waiting. I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen. Nope.
Oh,
It's the same story every year. You know how I harp on hating narratives that don't make sense. Miami throws a 70 burger on Bethune-Cookman every year,
Yeah.
and then comes back and plays a defense with a pulse, and they put up 9.
and they get dumb. It's like, and it seems like they panic,
They
Bad.
got dumb.
which was if days of old, Miami never panicked. I mean, they were just.
Please.
It's like
They foot on the throat and just keep going. I mean, it was
Yeah.
even when they were down, it was like, oh, we have Michael Irvin, we have
What was
Gino
it
Torretta.
year,
we've got this defense behind us that all just got out of prison to play the game, and
5-6 years ago, they had the kid that was a quarterback, and like he brought a receiver and a running back with him. They're pretty decent on offense. Remember, he came out of high school and became a starter and brought like 2 or 3
Oh,
players. from his,
Ja'Cory Harris. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
were like okay for like 1 year, and then just next thing you know, he wasn't even starting again.
They were from that muck city in the
And
middle of the Everglades.
I know it's only his
Immokalee.
first season, but Mario Cristobal got everything he wanted.
They did, and more. And they're,
So-
they're dumping more money in. What, they're building a stadium?
No,
Or-
they're
no,
not.
they're- Yeah,
No, they're
Okay.
that's kind of
Yeah.
iffy. Maybe, who knows? Miami politics.
Yeah.
Not that they need it, but if you
man.
listen to Because Miami on the Levitard and Friends Network,
Yeah.
you'll hear that's just all smoke and mirrors. But
But man, once again, we'll go back to our picks last week. We all took Miami after that show Texas A&M showed. And I was like,
Texas A&M may not be bad, may not be terrible. I mean, they may have just got caught. I don't know. That happens. They're kids.
Break out your shirt.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I know Jimbo has won the national title. I just don't know if Jimbo has it. You know,
I heard this the other night. They're a quarter of the way through their latest 8-4 season.
So they're on pace. They're right on pace to be the Texas A&M we know.
They're already fielding calls from the Outback Bowl. Like 8-4 is like so them.
Who said money can buy happiness?
I don't like them. I'd like to see them lose a couple more times soon, just to get rid of having to talk about them. But I kind of, part of me wants them to win a couple more, because that game in late October or early November versus Alabama, with just the two of them hating on each other, would be fun to see.
Okay, let me ask you
because it'll raise the level of everybody. I don't care how shitty you're playing.
Back in the days when we were younger, were you a Texas fan or were you an A&M fan?
Texas.
Oh, definitely Texas.
White unis, yeah.
I was always A&M because they were kind of like no one took them seriously. Big 12.
Who went to A&M when we were kids? I can't think of anybody.
It was R.C. Slocum was the coach, and that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I tried to switch from Miami to Texas.
And then it switched where Texas became the underdog, kind of. Mm-hmm. So it's like,
a mess.
But that was it, the state of Texas, You would egg your Longhorn.
Not to bring this show down, but Clemson defensive tackle Bryan Bresee lost his sister to a rare form of brain cancer a week and a half ago. And it was a sad story, but between the players and the coaches and everybody really rallied around the kid. He did miss last week's game, understandably, with the funeral and everything like that. But the Ella Strong, and Bryan Bresee wears number 11, so they incorporated the 11 into the Ella Strong shirts last weekend against Louisiana Tech. Probably my new favorite coach that's not Dabo Swinney.
Yes.
Sonny Cumbie comes out in the middle in warm-ups with an Ella Strong shirt. Now, he had to buy that himself or have somebody buy it for him. It wasn't something that Dabo actually set up for him or anything like that. Comes out to meet Dabo for the first time with an Ella Strong. You could tell that it really kind of took Dabo back a little bit to see this guy do this kind of, family and whatever.
Sportsmanship.
My notes say don't drag it out, but it's kind of hard to do that, to do it without. He wrote a handwritten letter to Brian as a coach from an opposing team. It was just really cool, really well done. Apparently all the players wrote notes.
Every player. Yeah.
I happened to sit next to the quarterback of Parker McNeil, his older brother, 10 years older than him. He was talking about it too, how the team was really talking about it before the game. There was a friend of mine that was at the tailgate last week that thought maybe it was bringing the team down a little bit because, something that emotional, somebody that they were all really pretty close to. I think the girl was with the team for an entire week beforehand, before she had an emergency. And they wouldn't say what the emergency was, but she had to be medevaced back up to the Maryland, D.C. area. And I think at that point is when it hit me that something was going to be wrong with it. But I just wanted to say that it was on our agenda. It was really cool, really well done. Hopefully this week we get, and we meaning Clemson, gets Bryan Bresee back and maybe plays inspired and for his sister. And but it was a really cool gesture by Sonny Cumbie, and I think I'm just a fan, but it was really cool and really awesome for somebody to do that. So just wanted to mention it here too. Let's get back.
You got anything to say about it?
I don't.
Perfect.
Well said, Chris.
Let's get back to our antics. Notre Dame. Did you see this? Notre Dame.
Let me get on the hat. Let me get on the funeral hat.
Right. JJ and I were on the side text at this game.
So Tommy Rees on the phone with the quarterback. and you could read his lips. Anybody could read his lips, and it did not say, "Hey, are you coming over to the party later?" He didn't say that. Do your fucking job, I think was the exact quote, right?
Yeah, we also have we're not on video everywhere. Do your fucking job.
Hey, JJ, do you have like context behind it? Because I couldn't find it. Was there something that
it was early?
It was way early, and if you watched the game, which I did, and I really made me drink a lot.
It was hard to watch. I watched a lot of it too.
Offense was
putrid,
horrible. There's no way to put it. I don't know how they won the game. They did. Defense came around.
I thought they were going to get a cover, and then just fumble.
They if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're not going to like this. If you hate Notre Dame, you're going to love this. They're not a good team. Simple. God. No receivers, no quarterback, good defense, great tight end, good offensive line that had that guy protected a lot. Yep. And he still wouldn't throw the goddamn ball.
But that guy is not good. Yeah.
No. And if you notice that little twitch I have in my head, it's from the stroke from last week on my meltdown I had.
You had a good meltdown. That was a fun one.
But that's it. That's it. They're not good.
They are in trouble this week.
And I will bring it back to you, Lux. You said last week, Tommy Rees he's an offensive coordinator, but you know what that means? He's a coach. Yeah. Coach this goddamn team.
Yeah.
So that's it.
All right.
That's it. Well, had to switch the hats. There you go. All black. Notre Dame. They still suck. 1-2. North Carolina this week.
Tune in next week, folks, because it can be even more interesting than the past two. I was just saying. This coming game is JJ's been calling for the L since middle of last winter. So,
but also said for the reasons that are obviously mentioned. No quarterback, no wide receivers.
And
I will tell you this. I will tell you this.
From behind, Jeff, real early. I can guarantee
this week. Middle of this week, I actually had a very nice, very pleasant, and very intelligent conversation with Palk.
What? And y'all must have been sober.
And I love Palk. I do. I just think he lives in Fantasyland. But
I was trying to get him on actually while we were talking. So.
But he has seen the realities. That's all I'm going to say.
Unfortunately,
he has seen the realities, and he is just as shocked as anyone else. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is.
Yeah.
They're just not good. They got great recruiting. I hope Marcus Freeman stays. Tommy Rees needs to figure. You're a young kid. You're a young coach, Tommy. You better open up your mind and be smart.
I hope.
Here's your stat. Here's your Notre Dame stat of the week. It's It's the first and only stat of the week on this show ever. It came from our good friend Mike Palk, friend of the show, who just sent me this literally moments ago.
Wow. Yeah.
Drew Pine had an average depth at reception, which is the point that the receiver caught the ball relative to the line of scrimmage, of 0.67 yards. Pine, on average, threw the ball roughly 2 feet downfield.
I was trying to think about what you just said. 2 feet, 0.67.
Dude.
That's not far.
That's not good.
Dude. You don't measure with a yardstick, you measure with a fucking ruler.
The foot stick.
Your fucking job.
Speaking of doing your job, RG3 is doing our job. RG3 is doing our job. Off. Did you hear RG3 the other day?
Yeah. I mean, it's
son of a bitch.
He said big Penix energy, talking about Michael Penix. It's kind of shocking that it's taken this long for this to come out.
Why is it taking this long to catch on?
I'm shocked that no one else is,
catch on my ass. I've been telling you all for over a year that Big Brother's listening to this show, and they're not signing us because they're cheap fucks.
We still get clicks, so it's crazy. I don't know.
We should get
decent
clicks.
numbers.
We are giving Levitard, and now we're giving RG3 big goddamn promotion shit.
And they're getting all the credit for it.
All the credit. We were on Penix preseason last year in Indiana.
I'm not talking about big Penix anymore. That's the hard and fast of it. That's it. I'm not
My
doing.
Penix is throbbing with a headache because of this bullshit.
He does look good.
He looked pretty good. He was slinging those pills left and right.
The blue pills.
The brown go out west, boys.
The brown pills.
Little crossing pattern.
Speaking of,
you can send us a little check.
Flinging the brown pills around. The Chop and Beef Show's favorite high school football team, your 11-time state champion, the Bluefield Beavers. They travel this week up to Richlands High School. Richlands is 1-3 on the season. In fact, got blown out last week or 2 weeks ago by Graham.
Oh, Graham!
So you're saying there's a chance?
The rival, Graham.
Ooh, yeah.
But, however, our Beavers are currently 0-4.
Bounce back.
Bounce back. Dropped a tough one to Woodrow Wilson last week.
Man,
they really got to bounce back. The comeback starts today. All you got to do is make the tournament, and Bluefield can make a run.
Just got to get in. I love it.
Speaking of Phoenix, Michael Penix's favorite team too, the Bluefield Beavers. Let's go Beavers! Come on.
Hey Eddie, how's those Cowboys?
Let's get because we had a wonderful show. It did seem to fly by. Let's get to our picks of the week before the show.
Shit.
Let's do our picks of the week before we close this mess.
All right.
Should we talk about what happened last week?
Last week, Locks was 0-5.
I really kind of want to talk about one thing that was said.
Yeah. I'll take it. I mean, give it to me. It's fine.
What was that?
Case, I don't know if you remember, but there was a certain quote
I was
last week's show that said, "I am going to dominate."
I think I really emphasized the dominate portion too. I said dominate.
So I don't know who said
that. It, man. I was feeling real good.
Who said that?
Dude's lost one game on Sluggo.
I was on a keeper
opposite here,
and I cannot believe when I added them up on Sunday, I was like, I did it twice. I was like, I really didn't get one right. It's like the immaculate week. It's hard to go over. It's hard to go 5 for.
Beef and I went 2-3. Not that we're fantastic, okay?
No, but
0-5 kind of thrust you and me into a first place tie.
Yeah.
Truth of the matter is,
we're all under 500. 3 weeks in.
Hey, you know how hard it is to be perfect?
Tell us about it.
I don't know. That's why I hear it's very difficult.
I would imagine. Absolutely. Bring them, man. I picked some more awfully hard games. Maybe I need to change it up a little bit.
Really
0-5. I couldn't believe that shit. It's like no way.
Let's start in the Big 12. Number 17, Baylor travels to Iowa State. Iowa State at home is a 2.5-point favorite against the ranked opponent.
Kind of surprised me.
They're not ranked. I'll start tonight because I'd never start. So I'll start tonight. I'm going to go Baylor. I just think they're better.
Okay.
Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, JJ.
I have a stat after the picks. I'm going Baylor.
Yeah, okay. Baylor here too. I like the color green.
That's perfect analysis. That's the type of analysis that got you your nickname. That got you.
Are from Waco. That's where Baylor is.
Marty brings up a great point here. Could Notre Dame score on the Beavers?
No, we don't believe in birth control.
Oh.
And there's your answer.
There you
go.
Number 20, Florida travels at.
No, here's my stat with Baylor.
This is the Baylor stat.
Baylor, Iowa State. When Iowa State is minus 3.5 or plus 3.5, Campbell's record is 5-12.
But they're minus 2.5.
3 or low, or lower.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
5-12. Where did you find that? That's obscure.
That's a good stat. Okay. I saw a stat that said that the Miami Dolphins in the last 5 years have beaten every opponent with a quarterback that has an O in their last name. That was a great. I think you said it. It was great.
Did Tim Kirchin find that one? My God.
I think
of course he did.
Number 20, Florida travels to Knoxville, Tennessee. Tennessee's a 10.5-point favorite. JJ, you're up.
Taking the Vols. I think their defense has improved. I don't know what Florida is after the first game.
Big number.
I know.
The hook too.
I don't care. I think Tennessee's going to take care of business.
I think Tennessee is really got a lot of upside, and Florida is got to be beat up. It's going to be interesting to see because Tennessee's going to want to score, and if Florida can control it, I just don't know if they can, and their quarterback's a little erratic. So I'm taking Tennessee too. I think they're going to win by 14 points.
Good.
It's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a really good 3:30 SEC game of the week.
See,
Bill Long checks in late as always. He says the Saban coach Finns are the show. # Tua Waddle.
What the hell does that even mean?
Don't forget about a little guy named Tyreek Hill. Don't. Just details.
You're welcome, Miami.
Number 10, Arkansas at number 23,
Texas.
I
picked
the Vols. I'm sorry. I didn't even say it. Yeah, it was last. Tennessee by a lot. I don't think it's going to be a good
wait. Did we all take Baylor?
Yeah.
Florida has not thrown an offensive touchdown pass yet.
And we all took Tennessee?
Yeah.
They haven't?
They have not. There's 3 teams in the entire
They've scored some
country.
Points too.
It's South Florida, and somebody else.
Outstanding.
Number 10, Arkansas at.
So you took Tennessee and write this shit down.
Yes, Tennessee.
I'm drinking bourbon. Leave me alone.
I got it written down, honey.
All right,
Arkansas at number 23, Texas A&M. A&M's a 1.5-point favorite against the top 10 ranked Hogs.
Cool.
Speaking of Hogs, you seen Brent Pry, the head coach of Virginia Tech's Hog?
No, what?
What?
It's a hot thing. Look it up. Brent Pry's Hog.
I don't want to see Brent Pry's Hog.
It's in pants. It's just good.
Good.
Zach, you go first.
Good, I'm a big Arky guy. I like Arkansas. I think this is like a pick 'em 1.5, but I like them going in there. Arkansas's been playing well, and A&M's just teetering, just waiting to get shoved off the cliff here. So give me Arkansas.
I'm giving them to you. I'm going Arkansas as well. I just think that they're just going to be too much for the quarterback list.
Y'all, if we keep on trending with all these same picks, y'all all are going to go 0-5 with me. Let's go.
Yep, let's go.
JJ, Arkansas.
Arkansas is my new SEC team. Love the Hogs.
Love the coach. I do like cold beer.
Love cold beer. But no, I had some stats about them, but they are like doing everything right in every position. Yeah. Little porous on the corners and safeties, but that's Texas A&M doesn't have a quarterback. So what the hell's the word?
Watch this game and watch the Arkansas quarterback. That's a big dude, and he can run it too. He's a bruiser.
Speaking of bruisers, Notre Dame at North Carolina. North Carolina is a 1.5-point favorite. Notre Dame travels on the road, and we know defense travels. Hopefully they find an offense on their trip. Maybe they have a layover somewhere.
JJ, you lead off on this one. Worked out perfect.
First, this is a Carolina revenge game from last year.
Who won that one?
Notre Dame barely beat them at Notre Dame on some iffy calls.
I think I remember that.
So Notre Dame has no offense. Carolina is throwing up points.
Yep.
No defense.
I'm taking North Carolina and that 1.5 all day.
Zach.
I have UNC by 42 points. I mean,
so you're really impressed with Notre Dame last week.
Is that outlandish?
So that 1.5-point spread is not going to really come into play.
I got them covered. If they win by 43.
I gotta switch. Damn it! I gotta switch. I'm gonna have a stroke next week's show.
Oh my god!
I really want to go against you guys here. I really do, but I just don't.
Really, you think Notre Dame could go in and just win? That's 1.5. They're gonna win that game.
Even with that college atmosphere, North Carolina football crowd.
Yeah, they'll be sleeping, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing good going for them.
I'm going North Carolina as well.
Oh, shit. We all can't agree on every damn game. Come on, Locks. You pick this shit.
I mean, these are good games.
And finally, number 5, Clemson, 7-point favorites, travels to number 21, Wake Forest, and a healthy Sam Hartman. Who you got here? Zach goes first.
Clemson.
I go second.
I don't have conviction, but I'm trying to use my brain. I'm going by past and a tweet I saw.
Well, you're on
That's
Twitter?
good analysis.
No, you sent it to me.
Dabo Sweeney has never lost to Dave Clawson.
Oh, shit. How many games?
14, I think. 14 games.
Ooh.
Something that. And there's some stat that Clemson outscores Wake Forest in the first quarter 100-10 in the last 5 games. So Sam Hartman's good. A.T. Perry, the wide receiver, is fantastic. They have 3 other wide receivers that you're going to hear their name a lot on Saturday. They have 3 running backs, not really the top of the line running backs, but 3 very serviceable running backs. Their defense is not nearly as good as it usually is. That's why I think Clemson can score. If Clemson runs the ball like they should, and they did last week, they should cover this spread. Still think it's going to be closer than most people think. I'm going Clemson -7. JJ.
A lot of people got the under on this game.
I would go under. It's 55, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, guys. Is Clemson back?
No.
They're getting there. I mean, you're averaging 44.5 points. Now, I know the next comment that comes is, who'd they play? I get it.
No.
They're averaging 44.5 points, and they did a whole spread on the last 10 years, I think, of averages, and it's their second most offensive production, and that includes Watson's years and Lawrence's years.
But does it feel like any of that? Not at all.
But if you
because last year's affecting your all's noggin.
It is affecting everybody's.
It doesn't feel like there's an offensive wide receiver out there that can break a big play, though. To me, like it feels like just maybe someone just needs to fucking break out this week. I'm hoping. I don't know.
I believe they're back. I'm taking the Tigers.
I watched a lot of.
Dabo's too good of a coach.
I watched a lot of highlights from last week, and I was in attendance, and I actually surprisingly was not drinking a lot beforehand. And it is. Clemson did throw the ball down the field, and I think that was one thing that people on national podcasts were talking about. Clemson doesn't throw the ball down the field. They did. He threw it at least like 8 or 9 times, not over the middle. And he had a couple of dudes wide open that were beating their defender if he just looked at them. But yeah, DJ's definitely getting better, no question. And we'll see. I don't know. Are they the number 5 team in the country? Probably not. But are they?
Notre Dame was a number 5 team in the country to start the year. So
shit, they should have been number 2.
Falk checks in from the bar. He says,
"Take Notre Dame." Your mind.
God, get out of my face! It's 1.5 points.
So much for reality.
Who takes 1.5 points?
I don't believe Watson got any massages ever.
All right, here, I'm going to give
Joe Watson. I don't know about Deshaun, but Joe Watson was my neighbor. He didn't get any massages.
Joe didn't get any massages? You sure about that?
No. Joe massages. Watson.
Hey, little special for the beefers out there. Take Kansas giving the 7.5 against Duke.
That's a good one. That's
a good basketball score right there.
Is Kansas back?
Kansas has never been.
Where's our new Puka at?
They've been
once.
They've been once, and I shit my pants. And
it was one of the drunkest nights of my life.
Oh, my God. Here we go. That should wrap that up.
On a Thursday night ESPN game against USF.
Jesus Christ.
On that note, we'll see you next week right here.
How can a highlight game USF Kansas be a highlight game?